Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Social Marketing. My name's Eric Hammond with the Orange Stack. We are 3-4 ways deep into how to use social media as a real estate agent and some of the mistakes that you guys are making, right? So the last couple weeks we've talked about different platforms, really understanding who your audience is, and just realizing that more people are on social media than ever before, and they're spending more time on their phones than you probably realize. So postcards are great. Phone calls are great, door knocking is great, but you got to supplement it with social media. So today we're talking about really not understanding the social media platform that you're on and using it properly, okay? So, the last week we talked about really understanding, again, who your target audience is. Are they 30? Are they 80? Are they male? Are they female? Are they buying and upgrading? Are they selling and downgrading? Or downsizing, not downgrading, what are they doing and what are they interested in learning about? We gave you a bunch of strategies on what to talk about in real estate over the last couple weeks. Different content pieces. You can download our social media calendar, wherever the link went for that, and you really have a good understanding of how to use social media. So the problem is again, most of you guys, when I check out and I really review your accounts and what you're doing, it's just simply, hey, I posted another house, hey, we're selling another house, come to our open house, I just sold this. You don't know what to say, and that's why I'm trying to give you these strategies on what to say. So you can't keep beating a dead horse. You can't keep saying the same thing over and over and sharing the same pieces of content about the listings that you have. You have to keep it new, you have to keep it interesting, and you have to share content that your audience wants to learn about. So again, go check out that calendar. We basically give you something every single day of the week on what to talk about in your audience and giving them something that they want to learn about. And let me grab my notes here. Today we're talking about using your social media. If you are on Twitter, and Twitter's great, but it's like a fire hose of information. You can't stop the information from coming in. If you follow more than about 500 people on Twitter, it's just a barrage of tweets and posts all day long. It doesn't make any sense. If you're on Facebook, though, they strategically place it around the things that you're interested in most of the time. And every once in a while you'll get a post or something just to see if you're interested in that type of content. But there's no turning down Twitter. So with Twitter, let me just kind of dive into a couple of these really quickly. If you're posting 10 times a day on Twitter, that's probably not enough. Meaning that you're going to get lost in the mess depending on how many people your followers follow. If you're the only one, then yeah, 10 could be a little much. But if you're posting, hey, here's a new restaurant, and hey, here's a new listing, and hey, this is what's going on in the market, and blah, 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 here's 10 different things that day, they're probably only going to see 2 or 3 of them because there's so much going on. However, if you post 10 times a day on LinkedIn or Facebook, you're probably going to get unfollowed. And that's what we're seeing is people have followed other big industry people and saying you need to post more often. I remember when I first got on social media, somebody told me to post every 30 minutes. So I did. I listened, right? And I posted everywhere on every platform all the time. And I didn't know what to say, so it was just dumb stuff just to get content. It was, what book are you reading and what car are you driving and things like that. It just didn't make sense. I was testing out social media and seeing how to use it. Well, I'm here today to tell you I've tested it out, and that's not the way to do it. People don't want dumb questions. They don't want just a barrage of information just to have it. You have to share content that's relevant, right? So if you're going to be on LinkedIn, post an article once a week or once every other week about the market, about your community, about why it makes sense to sell, about the housing, situation, what's going on, about builders. Just find something relevant. Probably about 24, 25 times a year is good enough for LinkedIn. A year, right? 25 times a year. Take that to Twitter. If you posted 25 times in 2 days, that might be enough and it might not be enough. You got to have, and it's short pieces of content. Twitter is short, 100 or 280 pieces of text, like letters. LinkedIn, on the other hand, is long format stuff, 5-10 minutes of content that you're going to digest. If you're on YouTube, making a video once a week like this, we make about 4 videos just because our content's pretty wide. We have a lot of different strategies. We talk about business growth. We talk about social media. I can support 4 videos a week on YouTube. If you're talking about real estate in your local community, there may only be enough for 1 video a week, and that's fine. If you're on Facebook, People spend probably most of their time on Facebook. That's just how it is, because that's where the biggest audience is. That's where most people have their friends, depending on your demographics. If you're selling houses to 18 and 19-year-olds, they're probably on a different platform. But primarily speaking, you're probably speaking to the audience that's 30 to 70 years old, and they're on Facebook, and they're spending 20 different times on Facebook a day. They're checking in, they're engaging, they're reading things. They've got 5 to 10 minutes every time they're there. They're looking for that short 30-second to 2 or 3 minute piece of content that they can digest while they're waiting, and they're going to move on to the next thing. So if you're on Facebook, you probably want to have 3, 4, at the most 5 really, really good pieces of content to share on Facebook on your business page a week. At the most, a week. So think about what it is that you can post 4 times a week. I'm not going to get into the content right now, but just find something relevant. Maybe you want to drive traffic to your blog that you wrote on LinkedIn as one of your posts. Maybe you want to have a quick update about the open house that you have coming up and talk about that neighborhood and that market and the homes that are selling, and then let's take a quick preview of this house while I'm here. Those are the kind of things that you need to have on Facebook. So again, it's knowing the social media platform that you're on. Let's talk about Instagram for a second. Instagram is photos, it's rich content, it's interesting. The text comes later. People are scrolling through photos. If they see something that catches their mind, then they're going to read more. So again, having a picture of a restaurant or a food item that's in that restaurant, or the view out the back of a house, or a new kitchen that you guys just put into a house that you're remodeling to help a client sell. Those are the things that Instagram loves, right? And that age demographic is like 25 to 50 years old. So again, you got to know that avatar. Go back and watch the video before if you need to understand the questions to ask yourself about what your client needs to hear and who they are. So the point here is that social media is really about building relationships. It's about engaging the people where they natively are. It's trying to communicate with them, not sell to them, right? Most people make that mistake. They're the big brand, they're the real estate agent, and they push houses into their feed and they don't want to hear it. When people are ready to look for houses, they're going to come find you. They're going to look on their platforms. They're going to be looking on Zillow and realtor.com and the places that they search. They're probably not looking on their news feed on Facebook for a house to buy. The point of Facebook and the point of any social platform is to engage with people so that they trust you. They feel like you're someone that they can confide in and relate to and trust, to know that when I put my $1 million house in the market and I have 5 offers, which of those 5 offers do I pick? How do I know that you're the agent that's going to help me negotiate with those 5 offers and get the best deal out of this opportunity? And how are you going to help me find that next house and get the best price on that next house? That's what social media does. It lets you become human. It makes you a person, and people can see who you really are. Provide value. Don't sell. Provide value and give back to them. And when they're ready, they're going to come ask you and talk to you and seek you out and be able to purchase from you then. You should never be selling on social media. You should be just giving tips and advice and counsel on how to do the thing that you're doing. So that's my advice, is get to know your social media platforms. Play with them. They're so fun. There's so many things that you can learn. Get comfortable in front of video, because that's where the world of social media is going. Get comfortable with this type of video. Get comfortable with Snapchat, because it's getting older every single day. Snapchat's a fun one. There's lots of cool things that you can do on there. So anyway, that's my advice this week, is get to know your social media platforms. Download all the apps on your phone. Get to know them. See what they're all about. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And if you're going to pick one, pick Facebook. It's so easy to learn. There's more people on there than all the other platforms combined. It's a great place to learn and figure out what it is that you're doing. So I'm Eric Hammond with the Orange Stack, giving you social advice. We'll see you on the next one.